Falguni Devi lived in a mountainous region of India, and while meandering through the dangerous cliffs, she fell and was badly injured. The closest doctor was 90 kilometers away in a different town, and there were no roads. Her husband, Dashrath Manji, watched helplessly as his wife died. In his pain and grief, he determined to do something about her death. Using only a hammer and chisel, he devoted the next years of his life to carving a path through the rocks. At the end of this time, he had succeeded in creating a path 110 meters long, 9.1 meters wide, and 7.7 meters deep through the rocks. After 22 years of work, Dashrath shortened travel between the artery and was again blocks of Gaya town from 55 kilometers to 15 kilometers. One man, one hammer, and one chisel. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed unto all men, for that all have sinned. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace of God, and by the gift of grace, which is by one man, Jesus Christ, had abounded unto many. For if by one man's offense death reigned by one, much more they which receive abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one, Jesus Christ. Therefore, as by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. For as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. Do you know how powerful you are? I don't think so. I'm not referring to physical strength here. I'm referring to the power in your decisions, the power in your choices, the power in your attitude, the power of the mind. Dashrath Manji had the choice of lamenting years of failed government in India. He had the choice to blame God. He had the choice to feel sorry for himself, and he had the choice to do something about his situation. Do you know what he did? He picked up his hammer and his chisel and started tearing up that rock one blow at a time. Oh boy, what kind of madness is this, the people thought. Yeah, they said, he must have loved his wife so much that the loss has messed up his mind, others said. He didn't care. He didn't even look at them. His focus was on that rock. His mind was made up. Never again, he said, never again. The more they laughed, the harder he hit that rock. He persisted day in and day out. Then one day, the people noticed that a small crack had turned to a large hole. A large hole turned to a small opening. A small opening turned to a big opening. Then the people started bringing him water. Then they started bringing him food. Then they started cheering him on. 22 years later, the people were traveling through the road. One man, one hammer, and one chisel had created. One man took the decision. Many benefited from that decision. Our choices matter. Our actions matter. Our decisions matter. They matter to everyone. We often make the mistake of thinking we are inconsequential. We think we don't matter, but we do. Everything we do matters not only to you, but to the world. COVID started from one man and spread to the whole world. Adam's decision to join Eve in disobedience brought sin into the world. Can you imagine what would have happened if he had said no to her? One man's wrong choice altered the course of history. Examine yourself today. Examine your environment today. What do you see? How bad is your situation? Very bad or just okay? No matter what you see around you, there's something you can do, and it starts with your decision. Giving up is not an option. Acceptance of failure is not an option. Managing a bad situation is also not an option. It never is. One man introduced sin and death into the world, and another man introduced life and everlasting life into the world. They both had critical decisions to make. They made their decisions, and it's now your turn to make your decision. Will you be the change you desire in your world? Will you accept failure and defeat? Will you spread love and positivity, or will you spread hate and negativity? Will you be excellent in all you do, or will you be mediocre in every undertaking? Will you accept your society the way it is, or will you make positive contributions to change your society? Will you choose life, or will you choose death? Will you choose everlasting life, or will you choose the world? Will you choose Christ, or will you choose the devil? It's decision time. Choosing good always seems hard. People will always mock you. It will always be you, your hammer, your chisel, and that rock. But rest assured, if you persist, you will have created a path for many others to follow. Choose good and choose God. Therein lies the power of one, because one with God is majority. God bless you all.